Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in 64th or 65th verse of Adhyatma Ramayana, Ayodhyakand chapter 5. And here we are looking at the Vyakhyan, the episode where Ramchandraji and Guha come together. And what is the disposition of Guha, who is the boatsman, and he invites a lord to come to his city, to his house, and bless his house. They have studied together, they have been together, and over the years he has come to know what is the greatness of Sri Ram, and he doesn't want to miss the opportunity for his family to be blessed by the presence of Sri Ram. And therefore that topic is going on. We'll start chanting from 64th verse. Samprushta kushalo ramam Samprushta kushalo ramam guha pranjalirabravit dhanyoham adya me janam naishadam lokapavana babhuva paramanandaha sprishtva tengaraghuttama naishadaraज्यमेतत्ते किङ्करस्य रघुत्तमा त्वधीनं वसन्नत्र पालयास्मान् रघुद्वः आगच्छयामो नगरं पावनं कुरु मे गृहम्. And this way, when Ram asked about the well-being of the family of Guha, Guha replied with great humility and humbleness, with his hands put together in as if in a attitude of love and surrender, and he says, "Oh Lokapavana." Who is Lokapavana? The one who is the breath of the entire creation, the one who nourishes the entire creation, Lokapavana, the one who purifies the world. I am privileged and feel honored my taking birth as a Nishad, because this is the Jati. According to the profession, Nishad Jati are the boatsmen. So some places they use the word Nishad, sometimes they use his personal word, which is Guha. My taking birth as Nishad has borne fruit, and I feel fully rewarded. Do we at any given moment in our life feel fully fulfilled? Or are we, wherever life has placed us, even at this moment, do we feel that this is lacking in our life, that is lacking in our life, that I must not have done, I should not have done, I have to put more efforts, I got this responsibility, I have to do this, I have to do that. As long as this type of thinking is going on, one can never be content, one can never be happy. There must be some place, some point, some experience, some altar where you completely become zero and be at peace with yourself. Nishadraj here, he feels I fully, uh, uh, that my entire life, my purpose of life is to be able to serve Sri Ram, to behold Sri Ram with my own eyes, to serve Sri Ram with my faculties, with my body. So when our scriptures say Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava, it is a growth, it's maturity. The mother teaches you how to unconditionally love. Father teaches you discipline. Teacher expands your vision, and that expanded vision leads to Atiti Devo Bhava, that anyone who comes into your life is the divine himself. And what should be our attitude towards them? That you determine now. Otherwise only matru pitru आगे के खा जाते हैं. So that is wisdom. If we grow, if that is maturity, it must, at any given juncture in our life, at this moment also, we must continuously be available to that expansion, to that infinite, to that universal Lord, that is, who is located in our heart. Look at this whole universe as a representation or as an expression of the divine himself. Failing which, we again go back into crystallized ego. We want to melt this ego. This ego is only going to melt when our attention is on something more encompassing, all consuming. And this is what Nishad is experiencing. He is experiencing that infinite Lord who has taken the incarnation of in the form of Sri Ram. Therefore, these words cannot be come from remembering. Oh, what did I say? No, Loka Pavana. He feels that Ramchandraji is the breath of the world, is the nourisher of the world, is the purifier of the world. And as a result, being in the presence, just to behold him with his own physical eyes, be in the presence of that Lord Narayana who has come in the form of Sri Ram ji, he feels his birth has become fulfilled. See, that if we are the doer, all our doing, all our karmas, in case of Guha, he says, all that I have done in my life, this life or previous life, it has all borne fruit at this moment, the moment I behold you with my own eyes. What a statement! What a statement! I go, who is this? Is I just another human being? I am the king of the boatmen. I am Nishadraj. His name is Nishadraj. He is the king of all the boatmen. No, that arrogance is not there. O the Twadadhinam Vasannatra Palayasman Raghudvaha Agachayamo Nagaram Pavanam Kurume Gruham. Oh, the most exalted in Raghu's clan, Sri Ram, I feel extremely glad and exhilarated by your physical presence. And thus, this kingdom belongs to you. So, Sri Ram, you stay over amongst us and protect us. If you have to go anywhere, you are in a vanvas. I am living in the forest. So you have to, vanavasa. Vas means to live. Vana means forest, live in the forest. That is vanvas. So he says, I am living in the forest. Why don't you live here and protect us? And not only protect us, but bring joy and cheer to the hearts and minds and eyes of everyone in their city, in their community. Come, enter the city. Agachayamo nagaram. Come, enter the city, and not only enter the city, but come to my house and purify it, because the news has spread that when Ramchandraji touches a stone, the stone becomes alive in the form of Ahalya. See, such type of events, they spread far and wide very quickly. And he wants his house also to be purified. He wants his, see, normally a person, a king, Guha Nishadraj is a king. He is not saying, come to my house first. He says, please come to the city. His attention is on all the people. He wants everyone to be benefited by the presence of Sri Ram. And the last thing that he says is, please come to my house also and purify it. Normally what is? It is my house, it is my bed, it is my pillow, it is my children, it is my car, it is my this, it is my that. Then we will sometimes think about others. Here it is the other way. First we are thinking about others, then we think about ourselves. In case of Ramchandraji, he never thinks about himself. He is only doing what is required to be done as the nature wants it. And what is the nature? Nature is perfect order. And he is living up to his father's words. Come what may. Gruhana falamulani tvadartham sanyitani me anugrunishva bhagavan dasasteham surottama ramastamaha suprito vachanam shrunu me sakhe na vekshami gruham gramam navavarshani panchacha dattamanyena no bhunje falamuladi kinchana rajyam mamai tatte sarvam tvam sakha meti vallabhaha. He says, O Lord, not only come and purify my house, please accept whatever fruits and roots I have collected for you. Gruhana, in the house, phalamulani tvadartham sanjitani me. Sanjitani, collected. Anugruhnishva bhagavan dasasteham surottama. O great Lord, Surottama, Sura means the Devatas, Sura, Asura. Surottama, best among the gods. See, best among the gods. Even Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they are also considered as gods. Indra and the various other sun, moon, various planets, nakshatra, dhruv, everything is considered as the various potentialities. They are gods. Among all these potentialities, among all these gods, who is the greatest? Surottama. You are the best among the suras. You are the best among the devas. Why not Brahmaji? Why not Shivji? Here in this case, one is our love towards Sri Ram. Second, technically if you see, Brahmaji is the Adhyatma Devata of the total dream state. Shivji is the Adhyatma Devata of the total sleep state. And Vishnu is the Adhyatma Devata of the total waking state. Waking state is Sattvic state. And therefore, Surottama. Now you connect the dots. Sadhana is possible, surrender is possible only in the waking state, not in the dream and sleep. Therefore, naturally, where are we studying? We are studying in the sleep state or what? No, we are in the waking dream. Okay, if you put it that way, that is also okay. But waking state is the sattvic state, and when in this sattvic state we think about the higher, only in this state it is possible to transcend. In other two states, it's not possible to transcend. The reasons you know. If you don't know, work it out. And what does he say? Oh, Anugrhanishwa Bhagavan Dasasteham Surottama. Surottama, again, the greatest, Uttama, the bestest among all the gods. I, Dasasteham, Aham Dasah Te. I am your servant. Servant here means what? Here they're qualifying it. I am your devotee, I am your follower, I am your subordinate, I am your supplicant, I am your subject. He is all of them. But all these words do not deliver the correct meaning of what Nishadraj is feeling in his heart at the moment. He is having an attitude of surrender, of an attitude of uh, uh, what will be one's disposition in front of infinity. When we look at this universe, what is your attitude? Be truthful to yourself. What is your attitude when you look at the whole world every morning when you wake up? Is it, oh, again, Lord has woken me up to serve the world? Is this the attitude? Oh, the whole world is the expression of the divine. Is this your attitude? Or our attitude is bhoga pravritti. How can I acquire more of this world? More houses, more land, more money, more relationships, more friends. Be truthful to yourself. That must change. If we are spiritual seekers, if we want a glimpse of the divine, we want the divine to grace us in whichever manner, then in and through every experience, our attention has to be only on the divine. Every experience has to be converted into a divine experience. You don't create waking, waking happens. But then what is your attitude is in your hand. Guha didn't call Ramchandraji. Ramchandraji came, grace happened. After that, you say, oh, if you want to come to our city, it's your wish. If you want to come to my house, it's your wish. If you want to eat fruits, it's your wish. That doesn't express love. That expresses, oh, you are here, it's okay. If you want, it's you are an independent person. You are free. You can eat what you want. You want to stay, if you want to stay, you want to come, you want. Otherwise, you can go on your way. That is the attitude. If you say, I don't know, I don't know. If you want to do it, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. When we talk about don't get entangled in the world, we don't say don't get entangled with Lord. You must get entangled with Lord. And that entanglement is called devotion, love, surrender. And he says, because I am your servant, show your grace upon me. Ramastamaha suprito vachanam shrunu me sakhe. Sakhe. He is calling him his friend. He says, Sri Ram was very pleased and replied, "Oh friend, na vekshayami gruham gramam navavarshani panchacha." That I have taken a vow not to go into a village or a house for 9 plus 5 years, which is 14 years. Gramam, Nava. Nava means 9, Pancha means 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. Dattamanyena no bhunje falamuladi kinchana rajyam mamai tatte sarvam tvam sakha meti vallabhaha. And neither for the next 14 years, and neither can I eat roots offered by others. O friend of all of your kingdom is mine, and you too are my most dear friend. See? All your kingdom is mine, because he is one of the subjects of Dasharath. When someone, in that one word, that all of your kingdom is mine, he has accepted not only Guha as his, but all the subjects of Guha, the Nishad city, also as his. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And you two are my most dear friend. Tvam sakha me ati vallabha. Ati, very, very. Vallabha, dear. When Lord himself, after the words that Guha spoke to Lord Sri Ram, and when he hears this word, what would be his feeling inside? See, all these are very subtle nuances. It's not only between Guha and Ramchandraji. It should be, this is the type of uh, disposition, attitude uh, between a student and a teacher, between a seeker and the Guru Maharaj, between the devotee and the Lord. See, and that's why I said before that Matru Pitru Acharya Atithi. Atithi Devo Bhava means anyone in this creation comes into your presence, you see them as the divine, automatically your attitude will change. Automatically you will be out there to serve rather than demand, rather than get into why he has come at this time, why she has come at this time, why have they called. I was with some master and he was sleeping, and at that time call came and someone and he picked up seva. Only seva, nothing to, no axe to grind. वटक्षीरं समानय्य जटामुकुटमादरात् बबन्ध लक्ष्मणेनाथ सहितो रघुनन्दनः जलमात्रं तु सम्प्राश्य सीतया सह राघवः आस्तृतं कुशपर्णाद्यैः शयनं लक्ष्मणेन हि उवास तत्र नगर प्रासादाग्रे यथा पुरा सुष्वाप तत्र वैदेह्या पर्यंक इव संस्कृते. After that, Sri Ram asked for milk of the water tree, of the banyan tree. Milk means the juice, If you put a cut in it, the milk that comes out of the banyan tree, and along with Lakshman matted and tied his hair properly. Why? So that every day we don't have to comb. This is how they make the jatas, with the milk of the banyan tree. The sticky sap of the banyan tree is used by the hermits to tie the hair into a tress and then pile the tresses on the top of the head like a pyramid or a crown. Uh, and you must have seen when you saw, even now you can go to Vrindavan, Gokul, Kedarnath, Badrinath, you'll see many sadhus. Omkareshwar, Mahakaleshwar, Trambakeshwar, so many places you find these sadhus with their matted hair on the head. And less things to take care of. And in this way, Lakshman, then as they continued, Lakshman made a bed of grass and leaves, and Sri Ramji, accompanied by Sita, seated himself on it and slept on it like he used to do earlier on a bedstead back in the palace of Ayodhya. Contrary to that, what is our disposition? Not our disposition in general. Maybe you have been guilty. What is that? I need my pillow. I need my mattress. I need my sheet. I need my cup wherever I go. And they are such people become such a big problem because they are uncomfortable in the most comfortable place also. Why? So much attachment to inert, their bed, mattress. And how should we be like? How does a sannyasi move around? Anywhere, anyone. If the king calls him to the palace, nice, beautiful bed. How long will he stay there? Maximum 3 days. Then he moves out. Who's the next person who calls him? No one. He sleeps under a tree. He sleeps on the chabutara outside the temple. Wherever. Comfortable everywhere. Why? The entire world is my house. I am comfortable everywhere. I am not uncomfortable anywhere. And what is best? Bed is the best or earth is the best to sleep? She is the best one. And Lakshman, he has come with Sri Ram and Sita only to serve. That was his attitude. That I will not allow Ramchandraji and Mother Sita to experience even a little bit of discomfort. He has taken a vow. He has already learnt, Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji, they have already learnt by the blessings of Vishwamitra how to remain awake without sleep. Lakshman here, for 14 years, he does not sleep. Continuously alert, vigilant, full of energy. All that trick and techniques were given by Vishwamitra to both of them. And Ramchandraji, along with Sita, goes to the bed that has been prepared by Lakshmanji and goes to sleep like it's a normal bed with no reaction. Tato vidure parigruhya chapam sabanatuniradhanus Lakshmanaha raraksharamam parito vipashyan gruhena sardham sasharasanena. And what did Lakshman do? Tato avidure parigruhya chapam sabanatuniradhanus Lakshmanaha. Lakshmanji, holding his bow and arrow on the alert, a little bit of distance away, he along with Raksha Ramam Parito Vipashyan Guhena Sardham Sasharasanena. Along with Guha, he sat alertly and vigilantly, making sure nothing in the jungle, in the forest, comes and disturbs the sleep of Sri Ram and Sita ji. See? What dedication! What dedication! Do we have that type of dedication towards our parents? Do we have that type of dedication towards our teachers? Do we have that type of dedication towards our scriptures? Alert, vigilant. And what is the service to the scriptures? Service to the scriptures is interact with them so alertly and vigilantly that whatever they are teaching gets imbibed and we abide in what the scriptures are teaching. Effortlessly. What is the service to the Guru Maharaj? The service to the Guru Maharaj is that you abide in that Guru Tattva which the Guru Maharaj is abiding in. That is the ultimate service. See? And so also with mother and father. Service to mother and father is that whatever their needs are, we are ever alert to take care of them. And parents have only one thing: concern and care about their children. If you can abate their concern, abate their, means quieten down their worries with regards to you. What will you do? What will my child do? What will he study? Is he going to be successful or not? Is he going to, whatever. Are you able to pacify their mind? Or are you such a namuna, such a character that they are continuously worried about you only? That will be your service to the parents. All that is good, like the Shravan Kumar carried his father and mother for Char Dham, which you can never do. Do this one, what I just explained before. Pacify their mind so that they have the confidence in you and know that this fellow is on the right track. Now we don't have to worry about him or her. That is the greatest service. With that free mind, maybe by God's grace, they start thinking about the divine. Continuing, now we get into the 6th canto, and it was told before that was the second night of going into the forest. Ayodhyakand, Lakshman's Gospel, crossing of river Ganges, meeting with sage Bhardwaj and Valmiki's teachings. Shri Mahadeva Uvacha, this should be a very interesting chapter. Suptam Ramam Samalokya Guha Soshru Pariplutaha Lakshmanam Praha Vinayad Bhrata Pashyasi Raghavam Shayanam Kushaputraugha Sanstare Sitaya Saha Yashete Swarna Paryanke Swastirne Bhavanottame Kaikeyi Rama Dukkhasya Karanam Vidhina Kruta Manthara Buddhimasthaya Kaikeyi Papamacharata. Lord Shiva, remember this whole episode of Ramayana in Adhyatma Ramayana Even in Tulsi Ramayana, it begins with Parvati ji asking her Lord Shivji, as to what is the greatness of Sri Ram, that Lord Shivji is continuously thinking about him, contemplating on him, and meditating on him. See, she's not jealous. She's not jealous. She's not jealous. She wants to know so that she also has the same feeling towards, or what is that which is worthy of contemplation. If my husband is contemplating and closing his eyes, what is that? If I come to know, I will also meditate on that. I will also be content with it. Just like when Rishi Kashyap left and Devahuti followed him, she said, if my husband can give up all the goodies of life and he's not attached to anything, then that there must be something greater that he is seeking, so I will follow him. And she followed him. So Lord Shiva said, O Parvati, seeing Suptam Ramam Samalokya Guha Ashru Pariplutaha, seeing Sri Ram sleeping on the ground in a humble condition, the loving devotee Guha Nishadraj, the tears welled up in his eyes, out of the helplessness, out of that he can't change the situation for Sri Ram and Sita. And thus he became sorrowful and said to Lakshmana politely, O brother Lakshmanam praha vinayad brada pashyasi raghavam. Are you watching Raghavji? Raghav is Lord Sri Ram. Are you watching Sri Ram, who used to live on a golden bed, here is sleeping on a hay, a bed of hay. He's sleeping along with Sita on the rough bed made of grass and leaves on the ground. And naturally, what will happen when such type of thoughts come? What was and what is now? What was golden bed, silken clothes, sheets, and beautiful doona and everything, controlled temperature, beautiful room decorated. And what is now? Only trees, all the insects walking around, no comfortable bed, only hay and leaves. Then what happens when you start thinking like this? When you start comparative, what was and what is now? How come everything was fine in my life? Why am I in such a situation in life? Then rather than take responsibility, we start looking for someone to blame for our misfortunes. Here, Ramchandra ji is not blaming anyone. He is a wise person. Sita ji is not blaming anyone. She is a wise person. Lakshmana blamed but was told and taught, given the right attitude in the previous chapter, if you remember. But now it's Guha. Guha is feeling feeling bad, resentful, that where are we? Kaikeyi Rama Dukkhasya Karanam Vidhina Kruta. Kaikeyi is the reason for all the miseries of Sri Ram. We want to lay blame somewhere because we don't know the big picture. What is the big picture? We saw that before. Saraswati ji came and sat on the tongue. Does Guha know? No. Did Lakshman know? No. We are living only in our vision is only this much. Our spectrum of vision is only a Vibgayoric colors. Our spectrum of hearing is only certain frequency. Outside those frequency, we cannot hear. Very low we cannot hear, very high we cannot hear. Similarly, smell also, it has got a certain frequency that we can smell, we can feel. And that you call as your experience. And when we are concluding with a limited experience without being open to the higher, the total, the all-inclusive principle, then naturally duality will come, and in that duality, you don't know the bigger picture. So the way of the world is lay blame. These people are not good. They don't want my help. They don't want. They are not loving. They are not empathetic. Why Kekai is like this? Why did the king not take the words back? Etc. etc. Here we are talking about Kekai, and and here see what Guha says. The creator has made Kekai the cause of all this agony and distress to Sri Ram. She has greatly sinned, erred by relying on the corrupted wisdom and advice of Mandhara. On one hand, Guha is saying the creator has made Kekai. On the other hand, he is passing the judgment that she has sinned. This is called duality, contradiction. The creator, if it is the creator, then accept whatever has happened for the good. Then where's the question of sinning and sin and merit? Except that this whatever 14 years of vanvas has happened because of Kekai's word, there must be a hidden purpose behind that Lord wants to fulfill out of it. The creator has made Kekai. So Kekai, Guha is saying, Kekai didn't do it herself. The creator made her do it. But in the very next breath, Kekai is the cause of all this agony and distress. Why this is happening? Because of their love and attachment to Sri Ram. Unless we don't transcend this relational love, Gila Kachara, as Swamiji says, we will not see things as they are. She has greatly sinned. At the ground level, when at a very relative level, at the event level, yes, she has sinned by listening to Mandhara, but he doesn't know the real cause behind. He's only, what he sees is what he believes. What is the statement? Seeing is believing. But is that the way we must function? No. Is Ramchandraji going along with this statement, seeing is believing? He saw Kekai in the black clothes, in the anger room, father going through all the agony. But did he blame Kekai? No. In fact, he asked, why you have to trouble father? You should have come directly to me. I am your son. I would have listened to you. He is not thinking that Kekai has committed sin because his attention is on the higher. Can we, in our life, find that disposition that any given moment we are always looking at life from the total viewpoint rather than a crystallized ego viewpoint? That is the difference between Ramchandraji and Lakshman and Guha. Lakshman has become a little bit wise. Guha is just beginning. He doesn't know what is. So he's passing on the judgment just like Lakshman did before. Sita ji, did she pass any judgment on Kaikai or father? No. This is a sign of maturity. This is the sign of wisdom. What are the three rules in life? Accept everything, reject nothing, retain nothing. And we see that Ramchandra ji and Sita ji are accepting everything, rejecting nothing. And they don't have time to retain. Retain means keep, oh, this should not have happened, oh, that should not have happened. Keep comparing what was in the past and what is happening in the now. No comparison. And therefore, whatever is happening in their life, they are living in the here and now, facing whatever life is presenting to them with great cheer, joy, and equanimity and inspiration. This should be our attitude in life. If we keep doing what we have been doing, we'll keep getting what we are getting. If you want different results, then we have to start living like Ramchandra ji and Sita ji. Audio. So we have to change. Something has to change. World we cannot change, God we cannot change, so we have to change ourselves. And there begins the journey to transformation. There begins the journey to transformation. So having passed a judgment, on one hand, Creator has made Kaikai, and secondly, Kaikai has sinned. And by listening to the corrupted wisdom of Manthara, Tat Shrutva Lakshmana Praha Sakhe Shrunuvacho Mama Kasya Hetur Dukkhasya Kascha Hetu Sukhasya Va Swapurvarjita Karmaiva Karanam Sukha Dukkhayoho. Hearing this, Lakshman said, "Oh friend, listen to me. Who is responsible for the sorrow, distress, and agony of others? There is no one. A man's past deed is the only cause for his happiness and sorrows. Understand, prarabdha in our life only appears in our life as joys and sorrows. Only as joys and sorrows. But what do we human beings or those who have studied a little bit, it is our destiny. Why this accident happened? Destiny. Why did you lose the job? Destiny. How did the interview go? Destiny. Did you get a call from the employer? Destiny. Did you get a promotion? Destiny. Nah. If you get the promotion, ha ha hoo. If you don't get the promotion, I don't know what. I'm a good person. I did good. I never cheated anyone. I always listened to the boss, and still, this has happened. The event that is taking place is not prarabdha. Some event will always happen in your life. Prarabdha is the joys and sorrows that you go through. That same event. Be like Ramchandra ji. Remain equanimous. Prarabdha becomes neutralized. So, listen to me. Who is responsible for the sorrow, distress, and agony of others? Before we go into the answer, who is responsible for the sorrow, distress, and agony of others? Someone answer. Who is responsible?
ourselves, Swamiji.
Good. Don't blame God for it. We are ourselves responsible for our sorrow, distress, and agony. The ego, the ahankar, the individuality is responsible. What is individuality? Identification with the inert is individuality. What is spirituality? Disidentification with the inert and identification with the consciousness. That is spirituality. Automatically, everything goes away. All the sorrows, all the distress, all the. So each one is sufficient if they work from the ego, if they work from individuality. Each one is self-sufficient to create their own sorrows, distresses, and agony. Don't blame God for it. Because from God's eye, from the God's viewpoint, everything is divine because everything is Him. He is divine. So everything is divine. Don't get carried away by the movies that you see. In the movies, you are watching the movie coming and going, characters coming and going, crying because of the images that are falling on the screen. But the screen doesn't come and go. You don't come and go. सुखस्य दुखस्य न कोपी दाता परो ददाति. हाँ, क्या हो गया? सुखस्य दुखस्य न कोपी दाता परो ददातीति कुबुद्धिरेषा अहं करोमीति वृथाभिमानः स्वकर्मसूत्रग्रथितो हि लोकः सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन द्वेष्यमध्यस्थबान्धवाः स्वयमेवाचरन् कर्म तथा तत्र विभाव्यते. See, this must happen to us also. Lakshman was so angry with his father and Kekai. He wanted to put him behind bars. He wanted to kill Kekai, this, that, blah, blah. All such harsh words he used. How many? 2 days ago. And then Ramachandraji gave him instructions how to think. Now, Guha lost his cool and started blaming Kaikai and Mandara. So that Lakshmana, who was exposed to the words of Ramchandraji, wise words of Ramchandraji, because he was available, transformation took place. Merely by Shravanam, Lakshmanji became calm and cool. Now that calm and cool and wise Lakshman is giving wise words to disturbed Guha. See? We listen to so much satsangs. Is there any improvement? Or is there still judgment going on? Have we even a little bit come to see the whole thing as a unified whole? Then if you have, then you have gone beyond sin and merit. You've gone beyond blame, pointing fingers. Lakshmanji, how many? Only 10, 12 verses were there in the previous chapter. Lakshmanji quietly listened because of his love and respect and surrender and seva bhav towards his brother. These ingredients are very important. Instantaneous transformation took place. And now that transformation, how do we know transformation has taken place? Why we are able to talk about that Lakshmanji transformed from judging and and blaming because how he is conducting himself right now. This is the transformation. He says, Sukhasya dukkhasya no na kopi data, paro tadati iti kubuddhiresha. No one can give or inflict sorrow or happiness to anyone. So don't blame Kaikai and Manthara. This is a lesson for us also. Don't blame for any mishaps in your life, for any sorrows in your life, for any griefs in your life. Don't blame anyone in this world. Not only sorrow and grief, also for happiness, don't blame anyone. Because I ate good food, I am happy. Because I had a nice ice cream, I am happy. No, don't blame. Don't make a cause, anything else a cause for your sorrow or happiness. This is the basic principle. Sukha dukkha same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yuddhasva na shochati na kangshati. Sukha dukkha same krutva. Be equanimous. Don't get carried away by joys. Don't become depressed in sorrow. No one can give or inflict sorrow or happiness. To think that someone else is responsible for one's happiness or sorrow is ill advised, misleading, erroneous, misconceived, and unwise. There is an error in our thinking if we are getting disturbed by the world. That is why in Yoga Shastra, the first steps are Yama and Niyama. Yama is that you do not get disturbed by thought, word, or deed of any person in this creation, nor disturb anyone in this creation by your thought, word, and deed. See? Aham karomi ti vruthabhimanah swakarma sutra gradhito hi lokaha. I do it. Aham karomi ti. Thus, iti, thus, aham karomi. I am doing it. I do it. This ego or pride is in vain and futile because everyone is shackled or tied by the rope of one's own deed. Meaning what? This erroneous conclusion in our life by us or by the ego. Ego is a principle. Principle means a ghost principle. And everyone is going through it. And what is that? I did it. I was born. I am going to die. I am hungry. I am seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting. I am uh, uh, waking, I am the waker, I am the sleeper, I am the dreamer, I am. What do we say? I am going to sleep. As if you can create sleep, is it? But the speech is like that. So this ego or pride is in vain and futile. Everything is happening. Hunger happens, seeing happens afterwards. So many times I have been saying this. Scriptures have been saying it. And afterwards the ego says, I am seeing. Seeing happens, it owns it. Hunger happens, then it owns it. Waking happens, then it owns it. Who? The ego. It owns the various avasthas. It owns the thoughts. It owns the convictions. It owns the senses. And it doesn't stop there. Now, whatever the senses are illuminating, it wants to own that also. And in that ownership, in that identification, instead of living in the moment, it starts creating karma. It starts, activity is happening. Remember in fourth chapter, fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, activity and unactivity, they are happening. Manifestation of a thought, unmanifestation of a thought, manifestation of waking dream deep sleep, unmanifestation of waking dream deep sleep. This is going on from when? Eternally, from the time you were born. It's a continuous phenomena. But the moment we identify with the activity, activity is where there is movement. What is the movement? Manifestation and unmanifestation. When we identify with the movement, with the kriya, technical word is kriya, activity, now it's no longer called kriya, it is called karma. Who is getting identified? A ghost called the ego. Identifying with what? The kriya which it did not create. And in his own mind, he has created something called memories, and which is basically the karma samskars. And now this ego's life is dictated, guided, propelled by such karma samskars. Get out of it. Because neither, technically speaking, neither the ego exists. They are only relative, because relative is created by the ego. The moment ego comes into presence, relative comes. The moment ego goes out of existence, there is only absolute whole. In the absolute whole, there is no prarabdha, there is no deed, there is no coming and there may be at Ishvara's level, there may be coming and going, but Ishvara is unaffected. From Ishvara Advaita point of view, Kashmiri Shaivism point of view, let the creation appear and disappear. You remain the unchanging one, you remain the witnessing one, you remain the disentangled one, unaffected one. And that is your true position. The moment you give value and importance to what is going on, manifestation and unmanifestation, immediately you create karma. I do it. This ego or pride is in vain and futile, because everyone is shackled by the rope of one's own deed, and every person is impelled by his past and present deeds and their resultant effects. This is the rule which I just explained to you. And this is only a theory. It becomes a principle in the relative. If you believe it, you can improve yourself. If you don't believe it, continue whichever way life takes you. Keep blaming others. But you want a solution? Then understand this. The pure self, the true I, which is pure consciousness, in fact does nothing. What did I say? Samaya krutva, does nothing. It has no ego or pride as such. Aham karoti vritha bhimanah. Vritha, faltu mein. I am doing it. I am waking. Vritha abhimana, and unnecessary pride and unnecessary ownership. And swakarma sutra gradhito hi lokaha. In other words, because he believes in his own karma, I am doing it, and therefore he goes from one world to another world, from one loka to other loka. What is the loka? Waking, dream, deep sleep are the three lokas. 7 lokas are also there, whichever way you want to think. सुहृन्मित्रायुदासीना द्वेष्य मध्यस्थ बान्धवाः स्वयमेवाचरन् कर्म तथा तत्र विभाव्यते. A person establishes various imaginary relationships such as friendliness, endearments, a friend or an enemy, indifference, apathy, malice or ill will, or a median path of evenness or equanimity, as well as of brotherhood, etc., by behaving, interacting differently with people with whom he comes in contact with the world. So you choose. You have only human being has this choice. So you choose. How will you know what to choose? Study scriptures, listen to satsang. Today someone told me, Swamiji, I went to one satsang and they were saying, what was that? When we do Sandhya Vandan, and in Sandhya Vandan they take the 11 names of Lord Narayana, Om Achyutaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Govindaya Namaha, and so on. It all the names of the Lord Vishnu are taken. And then I asked that teacher that why you are taking only Vishnu's name? Why you can't take Shiva's name in Sandhya Vandan? Why you can't take Brahmaji's name? Why you can't take Hanumanji's name? Why can't you take Indra's name? And you know the answer he gave? He said, they are not worthy of praying. You should only pray to Vishnu. If you go to the wrong, a person who is thinking like this, your mind will get corrupted. I don't know who it is. She just asked. See? And there, young people are there, children are there. And imagine, in that young, malleable mind of a child, you tell only Vishnu is worthy of praying and surrender, and all other gods are not worthy. What? How? Already you are putting division in their minds. See? But when you think wholesomely, what would be the reason why you take the name of the Narayana or Vishnu doing Sandhya Vandan? Question seems very valid, isn't it? Because all are one God? No, all are not one God. Only Vishnu. Vishnu is the only God. This is what happens when we don't study from a teacher. When we are not from a teacher who is belonging to a certain parampara. If this teacher is belonging to a certain parampara, there is shortcoming in his vision then. It's shortcoming in understanding. How can you just brush away if you don't know the answer? I have also never thought about that question. But that question was asked and I have to come up with an answer. How do you come up with an answer? Become empty. Think wholesomely. Can you do Gayatri Sandhya Vandan in deep sleep? Can you do it? No. Can you do Sandhya Vandan in the dream? Not possible. Who is the Adhishthan Devata of the dream? Brahmaji. Who is the Adhishthan Devata of the deep sleep? Shivji. Where sadhana can be done? In the waking. Who is the Adhishthan Devata of the waking state? Vishnu, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So if sadhana is done in the waking, so you are invoking the Lord Narayana. If you can transcend from here also, then it does not matter. Does not matter. See? A person establishes various imaginary relationships. Husband and wife, imaginary. Parents and children, imaginary relationship. Friend, imaginary relationship. Friend or enemy, imaginary relationship. And the various that are given. Or either you imagine these relationships or you remain equanimous. What did I say before? Sukha dukkha samay kritva labha labha jaya jayo. Remain equanimous. So that is also a relationship. What is that relationship? Where you do not disturbed by the one, by the variety, by the coming and goings of the world, of the people, of the, yes, parents are there, children are there, employee is there, employer is there. You are not disturbed. When you are driving your car and wanting to reach a particular destination, where is your focus? Your focus is on the destination. And when your focus is on the destination, you will do what is required to be done, negotiate through the traffic and reach the destination. Purpose is reaching the destination. Purpose is not bad mouthing every person who is coming driving the wrong way in the on the road and screaming away and abusing the traffic lights, why they are coming again and again. That's the way the world is. You have to negotiate. You must have all done it. If you are waiting at a red light and you have to turn right, and the moment you reach, it becomes red. Now what do? And you know, in next another 2-3 minutes it will take till. So if there is no traffic, you go straight and take a U-turn and get into the right. Take left turn and you go. Think out of the box. But look at the traffic and then go. Not just like that. Our goal is to reach the destination. And what is the destination? Equanimity. But here we are busy commenting, gossiping, bad mouthing, praising. We can't stop talking. Not only outside, we can't stop talking to ourselves also. We have collected so much, it's like a chicken farm going on. Therefore, the first two steps that are taught to us, please off your audio, whoever has it on. So first two step is yama niyama. Do not disturb the world, do not get disturbed by the world. Niyama, do not be a disturbance to yourself. See. So here he says, Swayam evacharan karma tatha tatra vibhavyate. So, with whoever he comes in contact in this world, he must remain equanimous. Sukham va yadi va dukkham swakarma vashago naraha yad yad yatha gatam tat tad bhuktva swasthamana bhavet न मे भोगागमे वांछा न मे भोग विवर्जने आगच्छत्वथ मागच्छत् gachatva bhogavashago bhavet. Hence a person should bear, that is cope, all sorrows or happiness that come along his way due to the effects of the past deeds with great fortitude. What is the word for fortitude? Dhairya. And how should you endure it? How should you, with what attitude you should endure it? Joyfully endure it, not complainingly. If you have been dealt a bad hand in life, don't complain. That not complaining attitude will only come when you remain equanimous, when your attention, until unless you don't become convinced in your mind and intellect that you or the divine is the unchanging principle, that is the truth and truth alone, till then all the complaining will go on. That come along his way due to the effects of past deeds, prarabdha, with great fortitude and indifference, forbearance, equanimity and placidity of mind. And as a consequence, he should remain calm, cheerful, happy and serene. Same thing what we are saying. We do not desire to acquire and enjoy the pleasures of the sense organs and the objects of this material world, nor do we wish to abandon or forsake them. So neither run after them nor run away from them. Accept everything, reject nothing. Equanimity means accept everything, reject nothing. And equanimity is equal to no retainment. If you retain it, prarabdha is created. The mirror accepts everything, rejects nothing, but the mirror does not retain anything. Arey yaar, how a handsome person has come in front of me, or a beautiful girl has come in front of me. Let me keep it with me so that I can visit it again and be happy. Mirror doesn't do it. Your mind, is it doing it? It's creating memory after memory after memory after. If you are not alert, every interaction, every moment memory is getting created. Either it is superficial memory, some memories are deep, some memories are very deep, depending upon what is the intensity of emotion in every interaction that you are having. Deeper the emotion, deeper the reaction, deeper is the memory. Equanimity means no emotion, no reaction. You have transcended the emotions. Does it mean you cannot feel the mind will not feel emotions? Mind will feel emotions, but you are untouched by the emotions. Mind will feel hunger, thirst, seeing, hearing, touching, but you are untouched. न मे भोगागमे वांछा न मे भोग विवर्जने आगच्छत्व भोगवशगो भवेत्. We do not desire to acquire and enjoy pleasures of the sense organs and the objects of this materialistic world, nor do we want to abandon or forsake them. So neither we want them, nor do we not want them. Remain equanimous. Whether they come or not, whether we acquire them, whether we can enjoy them or not, we are not dependent. We are not enslaved. We are not a slave of the sense objects. We are not a slave of the world. In other words, we are not a slave of our mind. You know what is a slave of a mind? Having a phobia is a slave of a mind. Why? Some event happened in life and it went, the reaction was so deep and intense that the memory has gone and it has become. Now you look at a spider, bhago. Other things, no problem. Hold a lizard, no problem. Someone told me, I can't remember who. Hold a snake, no problem. But spider, yahoo, bhago. See, this is phobia. This coming the deep-seated memory which is making these reactions happen. This can only go through by doing japa or by remaining equanimous, making a concerted. You have to work towards it. It does not go away by itself. Either you surrender to the higher, he will take it away. But for that, you have to apply yourself to the higher, in spite of the fear. We are not dependent, subservient, reliant on them. And that is, we do not yearn for or bother about them for our happiness. Whether something is or something is not, it does not shift our disposition. My life is not dependent upon this or that. My life is not dependent upon the waking, dream, or deep sleep. I am independent of waking, dream, and deep sleep experience. I am independent, self existing in spite of thoughts or no thoughts, friends or no friends, seeing or no seeing, hearing or no hearing. Can we come to that disposition? Can we find a way to be that way? If you understand what Lakshman Maharaj is telling our Nishadraj, whole story is over. The purpose of Adhyatma Ramayana is to Adhyatma, for you to come back to yourself. 10 verses, Lakshman came back to himself. Now Nishadraj, Guha will listen, he will also come back because he respects Lakshman. He reveres Ramchandraji, Lakshmanji and Sita. This is the direct interaction. If we respect the Ramayana, if we respect the satsang, the environment of satsang, if we respect the Lord, if we respect and revere the teacher, the scriptures, the Lord, and we never undermine our ability to grow further, to expand further, in spite of all the shortcomings. In the background, no, I will go beyond this. Then it will click. What is the click? Equanimity, being the witness. We'll leave it here today and we'll look at from verse 10 in our next class. 6th chapter. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, Hari Om.